Hello, Americans, and other friends, subscribers around the world. Back here, man. So this morning, I'm going to take you in here and look at some, do the things they're doing to our food. It's been going on for some time. You know, man, you should always read your labels. We have for 20 years, 20 plus years, you know, always look at the labels and the ingredients and, you know, see what exactly they're putting in our foods. And then more so, you know, since I became a diabetic. So, you know, always watching that and how many carbs, all that stuff. But the, you know, Texas, was it 3 months ago, just passed a deal, and there's actually lawsuits and all kinds of stuff going on, and they actually have labels. They passed it 26th of February, I think, is when the bill passed or whatever, law passed. And now they have stuff on packages of food and drinks that say not for human consumption. Not for human consumption. Mountain Dew's one of them. You know, which I've never liked Mountain Dew anyway. But my son-in-law's a Mountain Dew alcoholic, or Mountain Dew-holic. I don't know what to call that. But anyway, man, that there's so many, and that's just, you know, there's just that. I can't remember the other few drinks that they had listed. If I think about it, I'll put the list in here. And then I'm going to take you in and show you, you know, on our food labels. And then I have a few things, you know, that I was watching or whatever that I'll put on here and share that's just mind-blowing, man. if they, you know, trying to get you with AI or something, you know, cloud seeding or lines in the sky or, yeah. Who knows, nukes? They're trying to take us out one way or another. If they can't do it that way, they're going to use our food. You know? It's insanity, man. You know, America's the worst health. You know, we have the best health care, but the worst amount of health or something. I'm going to take you in here and let's check out some of these labels. Alright, first we're going to start off with fully cooked original pork patties. So we look on here, and this is carbs, 1 gram of carbs, so diabetic, kind of diabetic friendly. And ingredients, pork, water, flavoring, which wonder what the flavoring is, salt, spices, sugar, and dextrose. Now something, man, when you're looking at these, that they just started doing, I don't know when they passed that law, but it will say, below here, a lot of times, it will say bioengineered. So, like I said, we've looked at ingredients for a long time. And this is something that Kevin brought. So, you know, it's got all the ingredients. This is not something I'd eat. What is it? This is bean and cheese burritos. And what I was telling you about, so here's the ingredients up here. You know, and then contains blah, blah, blah. Contains wheat, milk, and soy. And go all the way down the bottom. Bam! Contains bioengineered food ingredients. So what the heck is that? Okay, no. So you got dark sweet cherries pitted. Flip it over. What does it say? Ingredients: dark sweet cherries. That's how you want your packages to read. So this is something that Kitty likes to have once in a while. Pork egg roll with duck sauce. Not something I eat. Not diabetic friendly, I guarantee that. But then she's really bummed because I just Looked on this and found right there. Contains bioengineered food ingredient. So that was something. We'll just pick those up 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago. Now they'll just go in the trash. So that was just a couple examples from our own. You know, I was just curious if I'd seen that. I was watching, you know, I'm going to share a couple of videos in here, but I was watching them videos and I hadn't seen that. And like I said, we always look at the ingredients, you know, what they're putting in it and all that crap, you know, if they're adding bugs or whatever, whatever they're doing to us. And the crazy thing about that contains bioengineered ingredients. That's nowhere, you know, sometimes it's below the ingredients, but like on that egg roll, you had to flip the little seal flap up, and it was down at the bottom, just kind of mixed in with the maker and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know what the if it ain't one thing, it's another, man. I think I say that a lot.
Make sure you never buy meat again until you check this first. After what I just learned, I'm looking for this one word on labels that most people don't even know exists. More and more bioengineered foods are coming into grocery stores. And it's important to know if you are eating high quality food or if it's fake meat. Lab grown or synthetic, those are words you'll never see on a package because those are scary words. They're doing everything they can to trick us to thinking that it is better than it actually is. So what's happening? We are seeing words that sound way more natural. The words you're looking on a package are cell cultured. U.S. legislators already made this word legal. And even worse, USDA already approved that say cell cultivated chicken and cell cultivated beef. This is their sneaky way of making lab grown meats sound acceptable. But let's be real for a second. This is not actually real meat. This is meat grown in bioreactor from animal cells. It's been processed in a lab and never has been part of a real breathing animal. So next time you're at a grocery store, read the labels carefully. If it says cell cultivated, cell based, or made from animal growing animal cell, leave them at the shelf.
This is a cabbage that I threw out here 2.5 weeks ago for the chickens. The chickens won't eat it, and none of the wildlife will eat it. There are possums and skunks and raccoons and deer and all kinds of animals that should be interested in that cabbage.
Check this out. It has not melted. No bugs have touched this. It sat out all night. I've already done this test before already, y'all. 2 years ago. Not even joking. Yeah, see? Yeah. Now, we want to know why there's no mold, there's no melt, there's not even any dirt on this stuff, dude. I would highly suggest, though, to stop eating this, man, and stop feeding this to your kids.
If you've been drinking or buying this water, don't scroll past this video. This is a 40-pack of great value water for under $6. I used to think I was getting such a good deal because other waters are more expensive, but here's why it's so cheap. This water has added chemicals to it. Calcium chloride and sodium bicarbonate. Calcium chloride is used for melting snow and ice on the roads as a dust suppressant on unpaved surfaces. Sodium bicarbonate is used to treat indigestion and heartburn, commonly used in household cleaning and temporary symptom relief. Now y'all tell me why the hell we need this in water. Make sure y'all being careful with what y'all put in y'all bodies and reading these food and drink labels.
You have to learn the food supply chain's algebra in order to know what's good for you and what's not. If it starts with 9, it's fine. You can wash those pesticides off with baking soda and a veggie wash linked on my profile called Green. If it's 4, throw it out the door. It's conventionally grown, which means the pesticides are systemically introduced through the roots. If it's 3, it means it's electronically ionized, which means all the nutrition of that fruit has been zapped out of it. So that's the problem. Here's the solution. Grow your own fruits and vegetables, and if you can't, go to your local farms where they're doing it in your neighborhood land and get it from them.
The easiest way to start changing your life is looking at the products that they're clearly just giving to us, that they obviously don't care, and seeing all of these ingredients and realizing that, please, look at this. 21, so if you eat 6 of these, you're eating ×2 this list of ingredients and putting it into your body, and it's bioengineered to taste great, but definitely not support health. And And then if you live in the United States of America, just look and find out what brand it is. This is Nestle. Okay, Nestle obviously bioengineers their food ingredients and makes them a chemical concoction of things that you would probably never use. So since no one wants to save us or talk about it, only you can save yourself or prevent a forest fire in your gut microbiome by avoiding bioengineered food ingredients. Your chances of finding something healthy are extremely low. But if you pick up a product on the shelf, flip it around, and you don't see weird names you've never heard of before, or if it's not bioengineered, there's a high likelihood it's better for you. Because look at these pickles in the chilled section. That pickle's almost white. And Target doesn't sell the brand, but look for the food coloring. Oh, just kidding. I found Heinz. Yeah, they're definitely the one that doesn't care. So there's your yellow and blue food coloring. Yummy. So any and every president that I've seen over my entire lifetime has never changed any of this. So what are you going to do? Consume some soybean oil, or is that vegetable oil, or is that a soda or Oreo in there as well? What are we mixing all these for? Oh, that's right. The companies that don't care. They're even coming after the kids. So next time you see red, white, and blue, flip it around and, well, there you go. Because imagine if someone decided to stand up against that.
Y'all go to the grocery store, make sure to read the labels. Let me show you a few examples why. Contains a bioengineered food ingredient. This is Pringles. Ritz crackers also contains a bioengineered food ingredient. Next up, Oreos contains a bioengineered food ingredient. Raisin Bran breakfast cereal also contains a bioengineered food ingredient. Y'all, what in the hell is a bioengineered food ingredient? What are they putting in our food? And I see this popping up on so many labels at the grocery store now. Every time I saw bioengineered food ingredient, it reminded me of that old sci-fi movie Soylent Green. And my fellow sci-fi enthusiasts, you'll know what I'm talking about. We have to be so careful with what we put in our bodies. This should be illegal. Life in America. Read the labels, y'all, on your food, and be careful out here.
Look at this. I'm not sure how much chicken you guys have prepared in the past, but how much of you all remember the chicken just kind of separating on its own, pulling it apart without any effort? Why? What is this part of the chicken, y'all? You remember your chicken coming apart like this? This is coming right from the Kroger bag. This is their chicken, and you can see right out of the bag the lines are there, and it just comes apart.
Have you guys seen that story about Dave's Killer Bread? And that they found
very high levels of glyphosate in their bread, particularly in their white bread done right. I've been buying Dave's Killer Bread, in particular, the white bread done right. I couldn't tell you how many years I've been buying that. Couldn't tell you. Many years. That is the only bread I ate. It's the bread I gave my son, because I thought I was doing something good. I was trying to be a smart consumer. I was in the fitness industry for a long time. I try to eat very healthy, try to do well for my son. Spent almost $7 on each loaf of that just to get poisoned with glyphosate. I hate it here, guys. If that doesn't tell you, by the way, I've been making my own bread now, and the second I learned how to make bread, and I made a loaf, and it was so much better than anything I've ever bought in the store, and I have never bought a loaf of bread since. That's what we need to be doing. It's so unfortunate. I know we're busy, and we shouldn't have to do these things, but if you have to learn how to make things and do things for yourself, because they're just trying to everything.
Something today that really pisses me off. I saw a video yesterday about our cheese that we get at the store. 90% of them all use a rennet that is made by Pfizer. So I decided to go down a rabbit hole, and I looked into it, and sure as shit, Pfizer makes a bioengineered rennet. And so I was like, well, hopefully it's not the cheese I love. I love Tillamook cheese. Love it. We use it all the time. And sure shit, right here, I googled it. They use bioengineered rennet from Pfizer. And so in that video I saw yesterday, they mentioned if you're going to use cheese, make sure you get European cheese. So now I got to find a cheese that I like that's European, and where to find it, and how much is it, and I have so many questions, and I am so pissed off. How do you feel about this?
And if you don't know what I'm talking about, let me show you, because this has been making the rounds on social media, and you might want to check your corn. You know, I went through every can of Great Value that I have in there to see if any of them have this, and nothing has it except for the corn. And let me show you what they changed. Well, first of all, the calories doubled. Almost everything in the nutritional label doubled. So ingredients: corn, water, salt. Corn, water, salt. But now it's a product of Thailand, and what everybody's talking about is the California warning label. Every Great Value can that I went through, this is only on the corn that comes from Thailand. So my best guess is that it's coming from the pesticides used in Thailand. They very specifically removed the "it's great for you," this little guy here. And if you go look up on their website, so you can pause and read, for them to put that icon on it, it has to meet all of this. And clearly the new cans do not. And they've got the California cancer warning on there. So there's that. So you might want to check your corn.
Cool down out here, man. The clouds have moved in. Temperatures have dropped. It's early, like 9 o'clock in the morning. Crazy. But anyway, man, so another rabbit hole. I think that they're all just together, and it's like this big canyon you just jump off into. You know, and then watching, listening, reading about all this stuff. And the crazy thing is that it's the same damn companies doing it to us. I mean, dude, you know, there's definitely some points in these ones, man. was it Soldier Green or whatever, that Charlton Heston movie. If you haven't seen that, you should watch that. It's, it's a hold, but me and Miss Kitty watched it again, just maybe a year ago, 2 years ago, I don't know. But just watching it, because everybody was referring to it, and there's a lot of dang truth in it, And then, what was it? The one gal was talking about the cheese. I love Tillamook cheese. And wasn't it, Pfizer, I think, was the company? What the hell do they have to do with cheese? Are they a pharmaceutical company? What the heck? Anyway, man, you could deep dive into all of it. It's, I guess none of us are getting out of here alive, but hoping to stay around a little longer. Crazy, crazy world. I'm going to get back after the firewood, and I'm going to have to get back up there and get me some church, too. Good Lord willing. And them creeks don't rise. We'll be back again tomorrow. See ya.